Alright, so this is REL6, writing the equations of fundamental functions. This is a pretty big set of notes. We can write any of the functions that we learned about as an equation. And that equation takes on the form a times f of x minus h plus k, where f of x is the equation of the parent function, and a, h, and k are different parameters that alter the parent function. So let me draw each function family that we've learned about so far. First is linear, and quadratic, and cubic, absolute value, square root, and cube root. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take pink here. I'm going to take my pink marker. And I'm going to label certain points on these 6 functions. And these points are what we're going to call h comma k. Now I'm going to draw a little vertical line here on linear to represent the y-axis. I'm going to draw it a little bit darker. That represents the y-axis, because for linear specifically, point hk is, or the point h comma k is the y-intercept. For quadratic, it's the point right at the bottom. For cubic, it's right in the middle. For absolute value, it's right at the bottom. For square root, because it's a sideways parabola, it's at the starting point, which is basically right at the quote-unquote bottom of the sideways parabola. And for cube root, because it's kind of like a sideways cubic, it's in the same spot as cubic. Now here's what we call these points. So the h comma k point here is the y-intercept for linear. The vertex for quadratic. The inflection point for cubic. The vertex for absolute value. The vertex for square root, and the inflection point for cube root. So the first step in writing equations is to identify the point h comma k. So, take a minute, and I want you to identify the coordinates of the point h comma k in these 3 functions. Pause the video, and I'll go over it in a couple seconds. Okay. So first I'm going to show where these points are. And again, this point varies depending on what kind of function you're looking at. So here we have the vertex, which is going to be at the point -4, comma 2. Here we have the inflection point, so that's going to be at 4, comma -1. And here we have a vertex, which is at 1, comma 1. Oh, geez. There we go. And there you go. That's how you find h comma k.